Alright, so we're looking at why the Catholic Church broke out. You can ignore this. This is old stuff, alright? I do like this chart here, alright? I don't like drawing over it, but you get the idea. So after Martin Luther forms the revolution, you're going to get John Calvin, and he gets involved. And how did he get involved? He heard about the incident at Council of Worms with our friend Martin Luther. He's like, wow, I like that guy idea. I like the cut of his jib, and supported him. He believed in predestination. And he creates this religion called Calvinism. Calvinism. They're the beliefs of Calvinism. All right? There's John Calvin. Predestination. Turned Geneva, Switzerland into a strict theocracy, which means a government run by a religion. All right? Predestination. Interesting. Calvin thinks basically everybody is sinful. All right? Theocracy, Protestants. Everyone attended religious classes. You couldn't wear bright clothing or play cards. And they would imprison or excommunicate anyone breaking the rules. His ideas spread throughout Europe. Calvinism goes to Scotland, becomes Presbyterians, goes to England, becomes Puritanism. That should sound familiar. And it adds to, it's just another hand in the mix there, all right? Here you see, this is a massacre in 1572. In France, Calvin's followers called the Huguenots. We'll actually talk about these guys later during the French Revolution. Hatred between the Catholic and the Huguenots. Huguenots are the team Protestant. They're like Team Martin Luther, Team Calvin. All right, and here is a Medici, Catherine de Medici, going out and checking on all the people who've been killed in the massacre. Huguenot. I think this is really confusing. I liked it a minute ago, but once it came up, I was like, ooh, don't love it. All right. So here you can see the spread of Calvinism. Goes this way, goes that way. Good. And Calvin comes from Geneva. Oh, that's annoying. All right, it was probably cool back in the day. In England, the Puritans adopt the ideas of Calvin. Calvinist followers in France called the Huguenots. And they're going to suffer a lot of violence because France is so largely Catholic. And that famous massacre is the St. Bartholomew's Day massacre. All right? Presbyterianism is John Knox taking those ideas to Scotland. John Knox brought Calvinism to Scotland. Protestant group takes its name from the elders who were chosen to govern each religious community. They were called presbyters. It's called Presbyterianism. I gotta stop doing that. And one of the things he suggests is everybody can read the Bible. And once everybody starts reading the Bible, they start disagreeing on what happens to get salvation. When should you get baptism, as a baby or as an adult? All right. So again, Protestant Revolution leads to Calvinism, leads to Presbyterianism. One of the things it leads to is this idea that everybody can read the Bible. And when everybody reads the Bible, they're like, wait, this isn't exactly what my priest said. And they start having debates about salvation or baptism. All right. Again, Calvinism in Scotland is called Presbyterianism. And I think what's important is, although many Protestant churches trace their roots to Calvin, they've softened some of Calvin's really strict teaching. The Anabaptists, again, believe only adults are mature enough. They wanted a separation of church and state, and they thought people shouldn't fight. They were pacifists. Wait, I'm sorry. All right. Continue to practice pacifism. Refuse to fight in wars. And they kind of get hated by the Catholics and the Protestants as radicals who the Catholics were like, hey, at least Protestants, they're going to still fight in wars. They're going to be still loyal. So these two do not like the Anabaptists. Remember Baptist? And this is the forerunner of the Amish and the Mennonites, and actually ends up influencing the Quakers. Famous woman. You get Marguerite of Navarre. All right. Also, Martin Luther's wife, Katharina, was often arguing with her husband about women's role in marriage. So the Catholics see all this going on. They're like, wait a second, we've got to respond. The Catholics says, no, we're going to fix our own house. And they have the Catholic Reformation. They're going to say, instead of everybody leaving, we'll fix what's going on. You get the Jesuit order established by Ignatius Loyola. All right, open schools. In fact, many schools today are Jesuit schools. Loyola in Maryland is a Jesuit school. Missionaries, and their goal was to stop Protestantism in Poland and especially in South Germany. Council of Trent, 1563, is a church meeting. Said, hey, you got to listen to church. Faith and good works are necessary to get into church. Hey, we'll stop selling indulgences, and yeah, you need priests to read the Bible. So what happens because of the Reformation? Western Christianity gets diversified. It splits up. And if people are no longer loyal to the church, they're going to be loyal to the king and this idea of individual rights. Why were many people able to stay loyal to the Catholic Church? Because of this Catholic Reformation. Who's the stud of it? Again, Ignatius of Loyola. And again, his idea was to just fix the Catholic Church. Don't leave, we'll fix it. Concentrated on 3 activities. Founded superb schools throughout Europe, converted non-Christians to Catholicism, and wanted to stop Protestantism from spreading. There are 2 Reformed popes. The main one is Pope Paul III. He's the one that calls the Council of Trent. And then comes Pope Paul IV. Again, and what's interesting, he does create an index of forbidden books and burns them, including the Protestant Bibles. In one day, 10,000 books were burned in Venice. I got to take Ignatius of Loyola out there. Here you see all the colleges in America that are Jesuit schools. And where do they go? To the New World to convert Native Americans. He's like, hello, goodbye, hello, how are you? Can we be friends? All right, it's getting late. How did the Catholic Church reform? Ignatius, Paul III. Here is the order demanding by Pope Paul Pope Paul IV, that the books be burned. This list was relaxed by the Catholic Church in 1966. They waited a little while because it gives you an idea of how pervasive the division of religions were. Here we saw that already. This is a pretty good chart. What caused it? What are the 2 things that happened? What are the long-term results? Very good chart. Here's a simpler one. There's another good map. And beep, 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 beep. That's all, folks.